wanna be, try to be. All I have to do is no peace of mind. Was that good?
No, very good. Me. Remember, you ready? Hold on. No laughing.
We appreciate every single one of you, and those who are watching, don't forget to subscribe if you don't smell.
Never give up.
What? Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. We haven't been on here for a while, but today we have a really special video. We're going to be talking about post-show, 8 weeks out, what we've been doing. So keep watching.
So we are now around 8 weeks post-show, so it was September 14th, and we're feeling great. We did a little bit of a dirty bulk into a cleaner bulk to now mini cut before vacation. So we had goals. So we did like a month of the dirty bulk, right? Yeah, around 4 weeks, I guess we could say. And then we sort of went to a slight cut, which was almost like a clean bulk. And now we're really trying to do just like a hard cut, not as hard cut, because people could get crazy with it, like doing like 3-day fast and whatnot, like we used to do.
We're not trying to lose any muscle.
Yeah, so we're trying to maintain as much muscle as possible while we do this. And we have about 2 weeks left until we go to Mexico. Let's go. It's gonna be a great time.
So how did you feel like on show day and like the day after show day?
So in what aspects?
You were completely depleted, right?
Yes.
And we've been prepping for almost basically a year for like 3 shows. We didn't stop at all. So how was it feeling from like having that last show to like going into like somewhat of a regular diet, like going back to like normal after a whole year?
Well, you know what it is? A big thing with it is mindset. The mindset is what either goes crazy and you can freaking drive yourself crazy, because it's just hormones get changed so much and you have no idea until you've done such a hard cut for so long. So you even see people like C-Bum and whatnot explaining how like, oh, my hormones were shot after 6 months. His hormones were so shot and he just didn't know if he could ever do this again. And it's like, yo, we did it for a full year. It was from last October is when we started this, ending to September 14th. So you do the math, it's almost a full year circle right there. And our hormones were getting to us, I'm not gonna lie. But a lot of the things that it helped us learn throughout that process is how to manage our stress, because your cortisol is just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, our cortisol was just like, what is this feeling? And you do a lot of like soul searching almost, and you're like, oh, that's what that is. You start to understand why you're feeling stressed, and now this brings it out like 5 times harder when your hormones are shot.
Yeah, I think like show day, I kind of already told you, like I wasn't feeling like the best show day because like we did become pro, and while like I felt pro, I still felt like there was a lot I need to work on, which a lot of people who do bodybuilding, even after they become pro, want to work on a lot of things. And I was just ready to finish that last show and start building, because I just felt like I was showing the muscle I somewhat had that I tried to build throughout that year, because I didn't really know how to work out. I didn't know much about bodybuilding, and I learned throughout that year how to build, and especially my glutes, my hamstrings. I'm still working on that. So yeah, I was like kind of relieved after the show was done, and I was like excited to eat again. But after the show, after we started kind of like eating bad, I didn't feel good, and I wanted to go back into eating clean again. It was nice having the experience of eating whatever we want, but in between our other shows we did eat whatever we wanted, so we got a dose of that. But then after being 8 weeks in and being in somewhat of a calorie deficit, but not as much as you would do a show, I feel like healthier. I feel good at how much I weigh. I gained almost 20 pounds after show. I was 100 pounds on show day, and now I'm at 116. And my goal for vacation, because I feel like you should have mini goals, is like 110, 115, because I am 5'1". So that makes sense for me, and I don't have as much muscle as I would want. If I had more muscle, I would hope to be 120, 125, almost hitting 130.
Yeah, and this whole process is just hard because doing my own self-research is saying, you start putting those calories back in, you put in a lot of muscle, but you also put in muscle, fat, and water retention. So it's like, it's hard because you got to scale it out, because I saw I was getting stronger. In one of my recenter videos, I was putting up the 105s in a short we posted, and I haven't touched those 105s in over a year. I know it may not seem like a lot, but I'm telling you, when I say we're in a deficit, 60s felt like 105s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know my muscle's getting there, so I know I'm putting on some muscle. So like I said, it's all mindset, because I see I'm not as cut, I gained almost 30 pounds. Now I'm at like 21 pounds heavier, so I went from like 170 to 191 right now. I was when I weighed myself earlier. So I know a good amount of that's muscle as well. And it's all the pinch test too. You do the pinch test, you see like where the fat is, you know, like I usually get it on my freaking love handles / stomach. And I feel that even tightening up again after me being like 198, I got to almost.
Being closer to 120, I didn't see any abs, and now just a couple pounds lower, 116, I see little abs coming through. Health-wise, when you are bodybuilding, we have literally a focus every day. What to eat, how much cardio to do, what kind of workouts. And after show day, and actually going back into just quote-unquote normal life, you feel like lost because you don't have a set schedule anymore. So what we did is we still did activities, hobbies, still worked out every day. We implemented cardio after a while. We kind of took a break of cardio to build more, but then we decided like we have to implement cardio just to keep our shape in check and also for cardiovascular health. We decided to still prep our meals, still keep track of macros because it gives you goals every day. I think as humans we need mini goals or you kind of fall off.
And even like eating the dirtier food in regards to mental health, I was getting my acid reflux in my GERD again. So it really does matter what you put in you, because what happens is a lot of time our stomach acid affects my mental health. You can't eat this food. So it's like making me go crazy. I'm getting all these side effects, which is physical health, which is screwing my mental health, because now I'm not even enjoying those fucking like Cheesecake Factory and all that crazy food anymore, because now it's affecting me physically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So mental and physical has a lot to do with each other. It goes hand in hand,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to acid reflux. I don't know if you ever had like where you feel like you're gonna, you know, you feel like you're choking almost, you feel like you're gonna throw up, or if you get that
burning,
stuckness.
like burning feeling. Right?
Yeah, or you get just agita, it's annoying. I'm telling you. So I even started doing something where I implemented digestive enzymes and the betaine HCl just to get my stomach acid back. And I've been doing this I started eating clean as well the past few weeks, and my stomach acid and GERD all went completely away.
Yeah, actually during prep, I didn't have as many injuries physically. Maybe here and there I would have forearm nerve issues, but recently I got the shoulder pain that you've probably seen a YouTube video about, and if you haven't, Greg's video about curing your shoulder, and then also my video. It really affected my mental health. Like I couldn't work out my upper body, and the upper body's my favorite, but I was still able to work out my lower body. But even today we did back and hands, and I haven't done back in a long time. I think it was the first day going back into the gym, I was doing back. And I felt it in my shoulder on the way to dinner. I wasn't feeling really good about going to dinner, and I was like, oh, we're about to eat steak and sushi and all these different things, and I wasn't feeling well. So that could be probably because of the diet we've been eating. Well, I've been eating.
Yeah.
He's been way better at keeping track of his food. I have been pretty good, but not perfect, and that probably could have caused some shoulder issues. I did go heavy on chest day, and that's what caused it, and I kept hurting it, but it took a long time to heal actually, and now it's coming back here and there where I still need to do some exercise to heal it. But yes, physical pain, physical issues can definitely and always affect your mental health.
All this stuff has a lot to do with inflammation and muscle imbalances and all that, and it's like we neglect our rear delts. I don't care who you are, unless you're a competitive bodybuilder that's been doing this for years, you know that imbalances have a big effect on certain things. Whether you do abs more than your lower back, you'll have a freaking lower back problem, because now one's compensating for the other. And whether if you have rear delts that are not as strong, you're gonna keep your shoulders rolled forward because now you don't have that muscle bringing your scapula back. So there's so many things that it's like, I've had that injury for years, and it took me forever to even figure it out. And that's why it's like, I'm like, it's mindset with that one too. You're gonna feel it. It's just a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
And once you keep healing it and recovering it, it just goes away. It does screw with your head a lot. Any injury screws with your head a lot. If you write an encyclopedia on my body and all my injuries, I could freaking be here for hours. Yeah. I had lots of injuries, nothing broken really. I've had lots of like ligament, tendons, and all sprains. Obviously, it just comes with all the sports that I chose in my life: just skateboarding, BMXing, scootering, whatever. Mindset, baby. Keep that mindset up, no matter how much pain you're in.
So when's our next bodybuilding show? Because actually a lot of people have been asking us like, so are you done with competition? Gonna start, or are you gonna, like, when is it?
We decided that this whole thing is a lifestyle change, so we don't have any timeline or any exact date of when our next show is gonna be, but we want to develop ourselves because now we have the formula to build muscle and to also have a freaking great diet to just keep our bodies in check, so we can do mini bulks, mini cuts, and dirtier bulks if we want. And we just want to see where we can take our bodies muscle wise, because we know we have a lot of things we need to work on, because we literally changed our whole body composition in a year, and now we want to do that even more. So depending on whether we do a show next year or whether or not we decide to do other things with our life, we have to decide to stay on that diet so we're ready regardless. It's a lifestyle change to be like, yo, there's a show next month, we've been in prep pretty much, let's do a cut. So it's just now being prepared, and it's just a longevity thing too. This is gonna help us, like I said, with my GERD, my acid reflux, all that stuff. It's just gonna help us stay healthy and just recover quicker, live a healthy, enjoyable life.
Yeah, and I think it takes time to build. We're trying to build during this whole year, but that's also the time we were also cutting. So it was like a mixture of cutting and bulking, and it wasn't really helping us just stay consistently building, where when we cut off and shed the fat, keep the muscle over time. So yeah, it might take us a year, like you said, it might take us 2 years. It all depends on how we look, and that's why it's important to take pictures.
A lot of people don't know, when you're in a cut, it's almost impossible to not lose some muscle. So when you stay into that cut and bring those body fat numbers down to the single, double digits, or whatever you want to call it, you're starting to lose muscle. That's why people don't cut for longer than like 20 weeks, you know, at most, because you keep dragging that muscle down with it. And I learned that, she learned that from experience, because the weights feel freaking 10 times heavier.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I could do it for 20, like shoulder raises. I have to use like 2.5 pounds. It's crazy. Why we decided to transition from a dirty bulk to a clean bulk to now a mini cut right before our vacation? Well, obviously we want to look good for vacation. A mini cut is not a full cut, so it means we're just going to reduce our fat slightly while trying to maintain our muscle. And we don't want to go all the way back to our competition day. Like, I was 100 pounds. There's no reason for me to do that until I build enough for me to come down and I look, you know, pretty decent at a higher weight, I believe.
So a lot of it, it's like gonna be water weight that's gonna be shedding off of us. So we're gonna be upping our cardio, which we did like earlier today. I was drenched, let's just say that. There's no other way to explain it. So that in itself was about a pound of freaking water weight, because I weighed myself this morning and then I weighed myself afterwards, and it was 192.4 to 191.2, which is a pound 0.2 of just water weight. So I'm just trying to shed that water, obviously put it back on, because we're going to freaking all-inclusive. So we feel good about ourselves beforehand. We just enjoy ourselves and indulge in how we want.
Yeah, so we're eating whole foods. We're not necessarily cutting our calories very low. We're still kind of keeping it around the same, slightly cutting, but more cardio. And drinking more water, which again, I always have trouble with, but I did do good today.
That's a big thing. A lot of people don't understand that all this water has a lot to do with digestion. And like, people are so bad with drinking water that our bodies don't digest as well. And this literally helps you speed up. That's why even when you're in peak week, you drink over 2 gallons of freaking water.
Because drinking water makes you lose weight more, lose water more. So that's the whole key. Like, if you don't drink enough water, you're not gonna be losing enough water weight.
Actual diuretic. The people are like, oh, you're drinking so much water and you're gonna retain it. It's like, no, because your body starts needing to lose it, because now your kidneys are overwhelming and your kidney is like, oh, I gotta get rid of this. And now you start getting rid of salt in your kidneys, because that's where the salt goes. Your kidney like sifts through this, and so now everything's just sifting out. So you get rid of that salt, which holds water weight, which makes you cut up.
Yeah, it makes you thinned out.
Yeah. Diet adjustments for our mini cut. What I did was lower my carbs by like 10 for each meal. And I'm lowering another 5 for my protein. So I'm coming up to like 40 for carbs for each meal. Then it's 35 for protein for each meal. And that's 5 meals within the day. And I was keeping my fats around 20, but I might lower that slightly as well. You guys can do the freaking math there if you want, but it was hard for me to even think about that. So.
I'm trying to keep my protein high because the whole thing about me wanting to build my glutes and my hamstrings is intake in protein. So I also decreased my carbs and tried to keep my protein high, which will help me in a slight calorie deficit, but still keeping my proteins high. But you do want to have a balance. Like, you still want to have carbs, you still want to have fats, and you still want to have protein. I kept my fats very high compared to during prep. I will probably slightly decrease my fats.
Fats are a huge hormone thing.
Yeah, I want to keep my hormones like functioning properly. That's our diet adjustment, so that when we do go on vacation, we're doing an all-inclusive. We are going to literally eat probably 10 meals a day.
Yeah.
So we're like,
get our money's worth.
Yeah, for dinner, like we go out twice for dinner, and I'll be like, my stomach will be hurting and I'll be dying, but at the end of the day, it's worth it because it's delicious. Like, might as well, yeah, get our money's worth and enjoy, you know? I mean, they say like, oh, it's not good for you, but you think is best for you. And
well, those people aren't insane like us, waking up at 4 in the morning to do cardio before we go to the damn gym, and we can get back in that rhythm right after the freaking vacation just to get our body weight back down again.
Yeah, also on vacation, we go to the gym twice a day.
Yes.
Because we want to burn off calories so that we can eat more. Oh yeah, like you said, we are crazy, we're motivated.
Yeah.
We're crazy motivated.
We're crazy motivated, yes. Training adjustments. I wanted to start doing heavier weight, but I couldn't because I had a little freaking lipoma removed in my stomach. So for our training adjustments, we did a lot of higher volume, lower weight, which was excellent because the first few times we did this, I was like, let's try 50 reps for legs. And when we did those 50 reps for legs and calves, I was sore for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Especially in my legs. Actually, tomorrow's leg day, so I think we're gonna do that again. Getting my stitches removed tomorrow. Let's go!
Let's show the stitches. Advisory, advised, or whatever.
Parental advisory. See, yep.
Did it hurt?
Those are coming out tomorrow.
Huh, looks like it's already coming out. Or is it under your skin?
No, it's like weird because it looks like it's like in my skin now, right?
Yeah,
See that?
like it's growing
It
over.
like healed over or something?
Ew!
I don't know, so.
I saw the whole thing. I was watching the entire thing. Cauterization.
Yeah, and I was closing my eyes because I did not want to have an incident because I never actually watched surgery on my own body, so
yeah,
it's not worth passing out.
But yeah, he's getting stitches out tomorrow, so.
And now, let's go. Let's go. I was gonna say goals for after this.
I feel a lot more normal after show, which is normal because our hormones are crazy. Like, I'm like, oh, I actually finally feel like normal. Like, I have slight anxiety here and there, it's normally, but overall every day I feel fine.
Yeah, well, that cortisol is one hell of a drug. I'm telling you, that shit is just like, if you ever had an anxiety attack, not an anxiety attack, if you ever had anxiety or experience just like that overwhelming, it's just that feeling.
Black cloud, that's what we call it. I was just saying, during prep, our hormones are so crazy that we're constantly in somewhat of a like bad mood. AKA, like, we call it a black cloud, so we can kind of tell each other, like, if we're not in a good mood, we say like, I'm feeling a black cloud. So like, at least the other person understands, like, it's not me, it's them, just not in a good place right now, and we're gonna get out of it together. So like, yeah, during prep it was pretty hard to like, it wasn't easy to be motivated because it was like kind of fun, even though it was kind of like not suffering, but it was like, it was a challenge. It was a challenge to like stay on point with everything, and we really did a great job. We really got to our goals. And after, to stay motivated, because you could just fall off and gain, like, I was scared I was gonna go back to 140, but I've maintained, I told myself I am not going to get past 120, and I didn't. I went to 119.8 and immediately did a small cut right after. Like, when you put those little goals in your head, when you tell yourself you're not gonna get to this point, or when you're gonna stay to this point, or you're gonna get to this goal, that actually manifests into your life. Yeah,
and when we're in such a deficit for so long, your metabolism slows down significantly. So when you start putting all those calories back in, it stores as body fat a lot quicker because now your body's like, metabolism's staying because you literally changed the whole year to like use just the calories you had. So now your body's just using what you have and it's shredding everything down. And now you put all that calorie influx back in and boom, it starts going as fat. Because guess what? When you start eating all that food, those carbs, those ice creams, it's going somewhere. And guess where it's going? Straight to my butt.
Yeah.
And my love handles.
It didn't really go to my butt. That's what I'm
for
trying
me,
to build.
it goes to my butt, my love handles, my back, you know?
Yes, it goes to my back
Weird.
and my lower stomach.
Well, you don't want it to go to your butt because you want to get more muscle there. So you don't want that
Yeah,
fake
that's
ass,
true.
that fake fat there, you know?
Yeah, the BBL.
Oh, well, I'm going to explain how when Bessie and I started to slightly bulk, aka with our weights. So we were writing down our weights. So for each week we wanted to progressively overload more and more. So once we start getting into that mindset again and aka my stitches freaking come out, we're gonna start doing that again because it really shows you what you did the last week. So it's like, all right, if I put 200 pounds on the bar or 200 pounds with the dumbbells, it's like, all right, now I gotta do 205 next week because now I'm challenging my body to not get used to that same weight. And that's how you grow muscle the most, is progressive overload. And it's doing it week by week or even every 2 weeks. Or just getting that extra rep. So you can do it either way, do the extra weight or the extra reps.
He usually leads the workouts, but sometimes I do. Yeah, we ended off with Stairmaster and my heart rate got to like 165, which isn't good because you want to stay between 120 to 135, I believe. But you know what? I was like, I'm trying to do a cut, so I just look at my heart rate really high. That's okay. It's only gonna be for a little bit. It's not like I'm doing this every day.
Yeah, that's just crazy because she was going slower than me.
Yeah, I was only
and I was at like 140, which which is like, it's okay to go over every so often, but it's not good for maintaining muscle all the time. Yeah, that's why when people do it every day for a mini cut, you can only do longer time, lower impact, and that's what.
Yeah, I was going so slow. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be bored if I do it less than 4. And you guys know 4 is not, like, Julia Renee, my idol, she goes up to 11.
And her heart rate? I mean,
and her heart rate stays 135. She stays right at 135.
That's crazy, yo.
That means she's very used to it.
Her endurance is psychotic.
Her endurance is really good.
Does she not take caffeine or something?
I think she takes, but she has really high endurance. When it comes, because Stairmaster's her favorite and she does it every day. I don't do Stairmaster every day, so it's like a shock to my body.
You had the fat burn today too.
And
just a shock to your body.
Yeah, and like Stairmaster is more of a shock because it's harder for me on the treadmill to get my heart rate higher. Because I do more treadmill stuff. But and we do a lot of walking, a lot of running, like that's more harder for me. Stairmaster, I like that it's a shock to me because then when I do want my heart rate high, all I have to do is Stairmaster. Sorry, my bad.
Shaky McGee. That's the coffee. That's the coffee kicking in. That's why we had a coffee. But yeah, the Stairmaster is freaking excellent. That's actually one of my favorite forms of cardio because you could just lean on there and start editing videos and stuff, putting out shorts. It just keeps me the most stable, you know? Even when we're on the treadmill, I'm just like, starting to get dizzy because I'm freaking walking so fast, you know?
You can like hunch over, and people say like, don't hunch over, you're not really working. Go yourself, you know what I mean?
Beep yourself. But no, it doesn't matter if you're hunched over and your heart rate's still at 135.
You're still losing weight.
GTFO, dude.
Yeah.
It's freaking
Gather the females outside,
I can't have a wife. She's the only female outside.
What's our plan after we come back from vacation, though?
Yes, we touched upon it slightly about talking about going back to the weights and writing down our workouts and trying to get that progressive overload again once we're done with this. And also having that clean bulk. Obviously, we're gonna have our days of the week where it's like, let's go out for dinner, you know what I mean? But at the same time, on those days, we're like, yo, let's fast all morning. Like today we did that. We fasted all morning. And at 3 o'clock was our only meal at Gabriella's.
Garlic bread, sushi with Wagyu filet and Alaskan crab steak. Fried.
No, what was the steak?
Skirt steak. Skirt steak with corn. And dessert.
Oh wait, no, you forgot about the grilled calamari.
Grilled calamari.
That was good. That
was
delicious.
Yeah. And then the cookie Oreo.
Oh, the cookie skillet thingy. What is it called?
Cookie skillet. Yeah.
Yeah, cookie on a skillet, and they skilled it. Hey, skilled it. Delicious with a little bit of vanilla ice cream and some Oreo bites on top of that chocolate chip cookie.
And we'll take our weight tomorrow and see what are we.
We will see.
What are we?
Remember, every phase is part of the journey.
Stay consistent.
Stay focused.
And let's keep pushing towards our goals.
Like,